Are you going to see me on the next season of Chasing the Cure? Let's talk about it. Hey Health Heroes, welcome back to Adamimmune, the channel all about helping you improve your autoimmune health naturally. And today, I really wanted to... I'm just going to clickbait you, basically. Actually, no, this really did happen. I really was interviewed by the casting people over at Chasing the Cure, this, like, documentary or docu-series on TNT. I haven't seen it, but I have heard a lot about it, and I was actually looking forward to watching it. So I was really excited when they reached out to me last week. The casting assistant, really nice lady, actually everyone I talked to, and they put me in touch with the producer, and then I was called for an interview to be on the show, to see if I could be part of the cast. And yeah, it was a really exciting time. So anyway, how did it go? Well, you could say I failed it miserably. And it's actually kind of funny. It wasn't what I expected exactly. Okay, the casting assistant set me up, and she told me a little bit about what they do and sent me some links to show me kind of what they do with other people and what they expect. So I kind of knew what I was getting into. The producer called a couple days later, and we talked on the phone. It was actually a fairly short phone call, probably, I don't know, 10 minutes, maybe under that, and she let me know. She kind of told me what was expected from people, or what they're looking for, everything, and what the show really was all about. And I really appreciate that. Like, she went into depth and told me a lot, and that's why I was kind of expecting, hey, they know about me. They're in fact, that's what the casting assistant said. She found me, I think, from my Instagram and stuff, so they knew that I was in remission. They knew that I'm all about the diet life. Obviously on my Instagram it's just like, I don't eat this, or this, and that's who I am. Like, I am the elimination diet guy, for sure. But so they knew that going in, right? But anyway, the producer wanted to ask me a couple questions, to see if I was a good fit for the show. Probably to see if I was a crazy quack or whatever, to see if I, had, because I'm sure they don't want, like, crazy people on the show, or they need people that can hold a conversation probably as well. And, I'm not very good at that in person, so that would be tough. I mean, it's easier with a camera, right? But, yeah, anyway, so she told me all about the show, and it sounded really amazing to me. It sounded great. And then she had a couple questions like, how did I get started? What was my diagnosis like? Or what's my main autoimmune disease? Or what's my main chronic illness? And how did I suffer? How do I go through that? How did I find improvement? She really wanted to know about that. And I told her. But the conversation actually did end very abruptly after I said a couple of key things, and I don't know if you can guess what those are, but yeah, as soon as I talked about my diagnosis, right, and how painful my HS is, stage 3 was, right, and she was really intrigued. But as soon as I got to I took medicine, right, and I believe to this day that it actually held me back, made it so it was harder for me to find remission in the long run. Like, it did help temporarily. It was a temporary fix, but it didn't treat the root cause at all. As soon as she heard that, like, talking bad about any conventional medicine, she was kind of off. Like, the next couple lines, it was like, oh, okay, hey, this is really great and all. I don't think you're quite a great fit for the show, but I do think that you should get involved with the community and all that, blah 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 blah. And then she asked if I would be willing to share this information to get it out to people that don't have a diagnosis and that are looking for, they have a mystery illness, chronic illness, and they need to get help, and maybe they would be a good fit for the show. And I said, of course I will. I will get it out. And this is what I'm doing. I sort of clickbait, but I also want to help people as well. So if you do have a chronic illness that you don't know what it is, it's a mystery, and you think you'd be good for the show, or if you just want to get help, because there is a community behind this as well, on, I believe, Facebook and everything, so you can get in touch with them. I will leave the links to all that in the description below. Of course, I'm here for your chronic illness, but to help you with the pain and everything, to help you subside naturally. But I don't know everything, and of course they really want to get the word out about doctors, okay? They have like a lineup. I'm not the expert on this, okay, but from what I read on the web, they have a lineup of like expert doctors and awesome people. So I mean, I would have killed to have that opportunity in the before time, right? To have somebody like try to figure out what's wrong with me, especially because I think what is the average time for, you know, a crazy chronic disease is like, or to get a diagnosis, like what, 7 to 15 years or something like that. I feel bad for people that have to live with that for a long time, and especially all these rare diseases too. So if you think you have a rare disease, or also they're not looking for just people that don't have a diagnosis, it's also for people on their way for treatment. Let me quote this because I wanted to make sure, because I realized that I wasn't, you know, going to be a good fit for the show, and that's fine. That doesn't bother me at all. You can't be a good fit for everything, right? The future is looking good though. It's optimistic. So the last thing we said was I asked, so you're looking for people with undiagnosed mystery chronic diseases, correct? And I was told, well, either that or people who know their diagnosis and are in the process of healing treatment. Thanks. Okay, so if you're in the process of that, maybe you could reach out as well. But like I said, it's kind of odd that they even reached out in the first place because, like, I don't have a mystery disease. You know, I treated it naturally, right? I'm in remission. And also, I'm not in the process, I mean, I am in the process of healing, like healing the root cause, but I've already treated it. I'm already in remission. So, you know, according to what they said, I wouldn't be a good fit just from that. So obviously someone told a little fib and just said, you know, probably thinks I'm a quack and I'm not a good fit for the show based on what I said about, I was kind of talking bad about conventional medicine, you know, basically being a, I'm not saying a bad thing, and I've never really said that, but I do feel like it did hold me back a little bit from healing, and it did slow my healing down, my process, okay? So while these medicines can be life-saving and they can be great and they can actually help people short-term, right, to have some kind of quality of life, I do believe these medicines can actually have a lot of negative side effects, and we know that, right? 50,000 people die every year from like prescribed medicine or in hospitals from that. Actually, I just Googled it. Some reports, some studies have it up to over 440,000 people every year, and that's just in the US. That is actually the third leading cause of death in the United States. Just something to keep in mind, alright? I'm not trying to scare you away from hospitals. If you need one, you need one. And if you need medication, don't be afraid to, you know, use it if you absolutely need it. But just be aware that there are other ways. Like maybe there are reasons why you're sick. I'm not trying to put the blame on you, but for me personally, I had to take responsibility. I have this disease because of my lifestyle. It wasn't necessarily my fault because this is the modern world today. This is how everyone lives, right? In a first world country. But in that way, if I want healing, then I have to earn it. I have to be different, right? I have to be different than that. I have to not die from the main, 5 things that everyone's gonna die from, right? Heart disease, cancer, obesity, all these other things. Dying from healthcare, that's a lot of people. And statistically, most people are gonna die from those things, like heart disease. It's a killer. Most people are either gonna get cancer or that, and they're gonna die from it. So, or Alzheimer's. Like, I don't want these things. I wanna stay sharp for a long time if I can. If I die, I die, but I don't want it to be because of something that could have been easily avoided, like something I'm eating for short-term gratification. It's a little bit of satisfaction, momentary. Just consider adding a little bit more responsibility in your life, and not everything can be avoided, right? Some things, a lot of people are going to be like, well, genetics and all that, and yeah, very, very small percentage of people have these genetic diseases, but most of us have diseases because of our genetic markers are turned on, right? It's something that we are maybe we're more predetermined to have, right? We have a higher chance of getting that, but disease runs in the family, right? But not only because of genetics, because of lifestyle as well. We have to keep that in mind. I have people with HS in my family, right? Still battling it today. But look at me, I'm in remission. If I had blamed it on genetics, where would I be? Oh, it's just genetic. I can't do anything about it. I'm here to give you hope, but also guide you through this, okay? So, no excuses, alright? That's not what health heroes do. So, I won't be on the show, but it was an interesting interview. It was an interesting week. I guess I'm not going to meet Ann Curry now. That would have been cool. These people are chasing the cure, right? That's the show, chasing the cure. But then it's like, well, what do you do after you find it? Are you not interested? If it doesn't align with what you believe now, your bias, do you just throw it away? They say they're chasing the cure, but I think they're just chasing conventional treatments, because this is as good as it gets, guys. I'm sorry to say. I really am sorry to say it, but this is as good as it gets. If you're not willing to treat it naturally, holistically, and you just want a pill or you just want a treatment plan, you want to go through chemo, I don't know what to tell you, alright? I'm just here to throw out other options, okay? I'm not even saying it works for everyone. To the lady that thought I was a good fit or said that she thought I was a good fit for my Instagram, I just want to say thank you for reaching out, because now I have some quality content for this channel, finally. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, smash the subscribe. Subscribe. This is why I wasn't on the show. I'm just not that well spoken. Thanks for watching. See you next time.